Kaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News, the headlines. President HS says a clique of thieves is recruiting new members in government. A LUSAKA man is on the run for murdering his wife. Join me with the Midday News in detail after this commercial.
The trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we will be able to launch the...
She has so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
In other media news in detail, a man of Lusaka's Ngombe compound is allegedly on the run after murdering his girlfriend in their one-roomed house. Neighbors have told Camnet News that they received a call from the man stating that he was sick and needed to be checked on, only to discover the decomposing body of his girlfriend on their bed while the man was nowhere to be seen. Meanwhile, in a phone interview, Women for Change Executive Director Ms. Lumba Sianga has urged neighbors to be alert and report any signs of domestic violence in its early stages to relevant authorities.
Some residents of Ngombe compound in Lusaka bypass this house on a daily basis while going about their business, not knowing that it has been housing a corpse for about 2 days, while others lived right next door. This is Ngombe Ward 3, where the decomposing body of a woman was discovered by neighbors at around 11 hours Monday morning. They narrate that the woman, who is suspected to be in her mid-20s and works as a maid, has been living in this house with her boyfriend who does not work and is known to be over-controlling. They explain that one of the neighbors was called by the said man, alleging that he was sick and needed to be checked on. They however state that upon entering the house, they discovered the body covered in blankets, which they mistook to be the man due to the phone call, only to discover that it was the decomposing body of his girlfriend, while the man was nowhere to be seen.
Kako kunganda kuri wewe wikara muri wano monastery mpawe so kwa magazi batisangira mu bafuro iri batisangira batisasanga na fimbana twatisamu so ina twachira mu kwachini mwangu uri yawe mugazi so twatisa kumata na fo mugazi mungando so twatisa ma mane na muna cyane twatisa kukira futi kauna mwana kashuri ukwi so kwa twatisa tumakuti ngata iri mwana kashi so twatisa tuna polisi twatisa
Aba bakazi nizibana nawo none babatu. So Saturday naona nawo nakomboka kunchito na hivyo nakomboka kunchito. So na ndaba futhi naenda kunchito lero napeza ti kuli muntu wakufa kuja kuseni peza ti nivaja bakazi. Chaipa bazimuna baliko lero nsajizani ali nazo uja bamuna ti mziva. Apa mkazi wake chifukwa cha nsanje. Olwa nyamuka kungena mu shop within 5 minutes abo menyewa.
Niso
Afunaka paliposa bewa chapewa bili
abataba notaba kuchoka pa Saturday kubwa kumuona lero pa Monday pakaonongeka so inanipe mpako che boma kulikonso kwa mena aliri uyu mwamuna ataba bamugwire elo manje bamugwire bakamugwira bamusenzerepo chirango wampase maningi ndabamuna madezi ano bambo pa bazimai
pa Saturday usiku mwana wanga pa Sunday ataba mavutana lero so basi pamene nawo kwa kudoko enze kokoma so kapenda manampa pa Saturday ya meja day pamene kwenze chongo so kuseni lero pamande nje panitaza kuti muri muntu okufa mu nyumba mbati chamira atitamwali mamuna ncho ipa sana chabui
bava mimi vashitika sivina kondwerese ngani yopayana challenge malengesa ine challenge maonapo nsanje zikapitirira malire ndemo hivi mapezekera soche.
Meanwhile, Women for Change Executive Director Ms. Lumba Sianga has raised concern at the escalating levels of gender-based violence (GBV) in the community.
And also neighbors should be on the lookout. If people are always fighting and you just keep quiet till when there's a death reported, I think neighbors can do something to prevent someone from losing their life. Let's engage our neighbors, those we hear screaming at night, or we hear them complaining as we are fetching water, as we are going to the bus stations or bus stops. We hear all kinds of complaints. I think let's not just ignore these complaints.
By broadcast time, the body was being carried away by the police while the man is said to be on the run. An official statement on the matter had not yet been received from the Zambia police by broadcast time. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Residents of Mwanawasa relocation settlement have appealed to the United Party for National Development Administration to intervene in the matter in which soldiers at Mikango barracks are denying them to use the only direct route to their settlement. A senior citizen, Mary Longwe, has lamented that access to proper health facilities is now a challenge, as the only route which directly leads to their settlement passes through the barrack and it has been closed by the men and women in uniform. She says denying the people in the area the only route to access the rest of the town is tantamount to torture, as their movement have been restricted in the area.
Kulibe museo, kulibe sukuru, kulibe hospital, kulibe marketi, kulibe chili chonse cholangiza kuti kunkhala abantu. Bantu bebwera kuno mu 2011, but up to now there is no school. Here you find women going to give birth from Mikango. The same day she will come walking. Mikango to here is about 9 kilometers. There are very few who have gone to school here. The school is very far, because if they want to go to school, they have to go to Mikango. Please, 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 Badoni government. Alidanda wira tama soja. Sometimes you find good people mwapita.
In other news, Anti-Corruption Commission Investigation Officer Swithin Lusaka has told the Lusaka Magistrate Court that he felt demeaned when former State House Press Head Amos Chanda allegedly called him an idiot after he informed him that he could not enter his searched farm with the media. This is in a matter in which Mr. Chanda, his wife and sister-in-law are accused of using insulting language and obstructing SEC officers. When the matter came before Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Dominic Makalachi for continued trial Monday, Mr. Lusaka testified that during their search operation at Mr. Chanda's 3 properties, he received an unexplainable insult from Mr. Chanda's sister-in-law.
Silence coupled with laughter and shock is what characterized the Lusaka's Magistrate Court Monday morning when an investigative officer from the Anti-Corruption Commission testified how he was showered with insults the time he and other officers went to conduct a search at the property belonging to former State House Press Aide Amos Chanda. Swithin Lusaka told court that Mr. Chanda allegedly insulted him and claimed that they were conducting an illegal search when he informed him that he could not allow him to go with the media inside his property during the time officers were conducting an operation at one of Mr. Chanda's property in State Lodge. Mr. Lusaka, during his testimony, further testified that Mr. Chanda's sister-in-law, Ruth Nakaundi, allegedly baptized him with undescribed insults, a situation that left him angry, emotional, and he questioned if the job he was employed to do was worth it. This is in a matter in which Mr. Chanda, his wife Mebo Chanda, and sister-in-law Ruth Nakaundi are accused of using insulting language and obstructing SEC officers. The three are alleged to have obstructed and delayed the officers while they carried out a siege at one of Mr. Chanda's property in Woodlands area. And addressing the media shortly after court, Mr. Chanda had this comment.
When a court matter is proceeding, I'm guided by my lawyers to avoid any commentary. But I also will never give up an inch of my rights just because the people lying is the SEC. It's just to further say that every single lie the SEC tells in the media will deal with it in the media promptly. As for the lies that they tell in court, you are all seeing that my Apple Council is dealing with the obnoxious lies as they come. So I wanted to make it clear again that the freedom of expression available to me by virtue of Article 20 of the Constitution guarantees me freedom of expression without restraint. And that sacrosanct freedom cannot be subservient to a police bond. I am here to say again that they can have their damn police bond. My freedom of expression is inviolable, not an inch of it to be taken away. We're not going to have a mafia state, a Gestapo apartheid regime type of governance where you frame a citizen and assign to them properties that they do not own just because that investigative agency has a right to prosecute. That will not happen. So I wanted to make these things very clear, that a pattern of lies, a pattern of behavior has emerged where a state institution can lie through its teeth. In their mouth, there is no single truth whatsoever.
The matter has since been adjourned to the 19th of January 2022. Miriam Kemba reporting.
President Hakainde Hichilema has called on concerned government departments to ensure that conditions that enable a small clique of people to steal public resources are reviewed. The head of state notes that the clique has also started recruiting new members in the current government who said are taught on how to steal government resources. Mr. Hichilema has since directed DEC Director General Mary Chirwa to ensure theft of public resources is fought to the latter and has assured her of the necessary support from government. Speaking at State House Monday during the swearing-in ceremony of newly appointed Drug Enforcement Commission Director General Mary Chirwa, President Hichilema disclosed that much of Zambia's $7 million United States domestic debt is from penalties leveled on government projects by contractors due to bad laws that were introduced in the contract. President Hichilema says former government officials and some business houses colluded to introduce bad legislation in government which included penalties as well as 20% down payment on contracts. Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. President HH says a clique of thieves is recruiting new members in government. A LUSAKA man is on the run for murdering his wife. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Good afternoon. Stay safe.